Welcome everybody to another live duel. I'm Josh.
I'm Tyler.
And I'm playing pure variant MARINCESS.
And I'm playing pure variant RIKKA.
So if you guys are unfamiliar with the kind of live duels and deck builds that we do, it is pure in the purest sense. So I have nothing but MARINCESS monsters in the extra deck, no hand traps, same thing with you.
Yep, absolutely. And the only things we run out of archetype in the main deck are tech cards that fit the theme. So for instance, I've got a few plant tech cards which revolve around tributing.
Like
So
Lone Flyer.
Lone Fire Blossom and Evil Thorns,
Yeah,
right?
very good tech
And
cards.
if you run any out of archetype stuff from MARINCESS in the main deck, it just fits the little fish waifu theme.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, this is a very interesting one because MARINCESS are a brand new deck for me. RIKKA have been around for a long time. You unsleeve them for a point, but they just got two really good support cards.
Yeah, exactly. I ensleeved them just because, not because I didn't love them, but they couldn't keep up. They were just too slow. And then they got some of the craziest two cards I've ever seen, one of them being RIKKA Con, the field spell, which one allows me to, as long as I control a RIKKA card, set a spell or trap from the deck. It allows me to tribute one of yours instead of tributing one of mine for cost. And I think it has one more, which I'm forgetting. Any card with 3 or more effects is wild.
Very, very wild. RIKKA is one of my most hated decks playing against because it feels like they just kaiju everything I have, except don't leave me with a kaiju.
Yeah, they don't leave you with shit. They just tribute it and say sorry.
It's just the soul exchange of waifus. It's
Pretty much.
really freaking frustrating. So this was very scary for me because this was the first proper showing that I've seen with RIKKA with its new support. I'm playing a deck that I'm not super familiar with. I don't know how many interruptions it can play through, but not only that, I don't know how to play through my shit being tributed. So this was just a scary interaction for me, and you were just excited to be back.
I was just so happy to be playing RIKKA again. But one thing I do know about MARINCESS is how crazy consistent they are. So I knew I had to set up 2 to 3 interrupts to stand a chance.
Yeah, which may or may not be way too much for me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh my!
And then you look at the 4.
That's so terrifying, dude. There is nothing more terrifying in the game of YGO than seeing 4 back row.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess 5 back row is more terrifying.
That's the one thing scarier than 4 back row is 5.
So go ahead and activate the Signet Mining, which is a great search. You go ahead and... Is that
Polynosis, tributing one of mine to Omni Negate.
So I've just lost 2 cards in my hand.
You've just lost 2 cards. And I know I'm getting Petal back at the end of your turn.
Yeah. Normal summon Blue Tang. Blue Tang will trigger Foolish Burying something from the deck to the graveyard. No, it looks like I've skipped it to try and prevent like a Solemn Strike or something.
Yeah.
Go straight into Sea Angel.
Yeah.
I need my spell. I need Battle Ocean or I need Dive. I need one of the two.
And I hit you with the RIKKA Sheet, which I'm pretty sure negates its effects. If I tribute, I can take control of it.
And I'm already having a bad time.
And I'm going to tribute Princess, so I can take control of it.
Which is just... All right.
2 interrupts, stop you dead in your tracks.
Now, I do get to Excavate 3 because of Blue Tang. So I'm going to add the Spring Girl. At this point, I need to try and make plays. As you can see, I have nothing on the board.
Yeah.
And you have my monster.
Yeah.
So I'm not very happy about that.
You'll get that back, but I will get Petal.
It's not going to do anything during my turn. So I've had to try and play through 2 interruptions. I go ahead and banish the Blue Tang. Not Blue Tang. Blue Tang. So you go into Spring Girl.
And then RIKKA Tranquility. I get a special summon from my graveyard. If I tribute one, I get 2 special summons. But due to Con, I can tribute one of yours.
Yeah. And a lot of what you'll see during this set is me snatching your cards. I'm like, no way.
The fact that Con once per turn lets me tribute one of yours turns RIKKA from a slow alright deck into a fucking wild deck.
Yep. So I'm having about... That's 3 interruptions now.
Yes.
And most decks that we have cannot play through 3 interruptions.
3's the hard line of like, you can't play anymore.
Yeah. So like, I'd be absolutely shook if I could play more. Like, even if I could, I'd maybe get into another Link 1 for like maybe Blue Slug. That's not going to do anything with me. I'll just go ahead and set pass turn. You HSD me, you motherfucker.
You get your card back, I get my draw, and then I get the search with RIKKA Petal. I get a set with Con. The RIKKA have turned into such a grind deck. Then I tribute yours with Con to get the secondary effect.
So upset. I'm so upset.
RIKKA are absolutely incredible. I love them dearly. They will be around until the day I quit this game.
Which, yeah, they have been around for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
And it kind of shocks me that they've come back in the way that they have.
All it took was 2 good cards.
Yeah.
To take an all right deck into a great deck.
This set was phenomenal because this was the same set that had the Mathmex support. That had one card.
True.
And we played Mathmex today. You guys will see that live duel at some point. They're completely different now.
Completely
They can play first. They can play second. They've got so many options due to one card. And RIKKA getting two really, really good cards, especially Con just being this card that says, your monsters, our monsters.
Our monsters.
Right?
Yeah.
It's absolutely crazy. So it's a weird thing playing against RIKKA because I not only have to think about the cards you're setting and the interactions there, I have to think, what monster do I not want tributed if I can help it?
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. The fact that I contribute on my turn, on your turn, on our turn, whenever something needs to be tributed, I contribute.
Yeah, and you know what's going to happen? Like, playing against RIKKA, you have to assume every turn one of your monsters are going to be tributed by card effect or by mechanic.
And we're not going over the plays too much here. We're just really talking about RIKKA. RIKKA did just win like a YCS.
Did it really?
RIKKA Sunvalon.
Ah, Sun Avalon are really good.
Sun Avalon or Sunvalon?
I don't know.
RIKKA Sunvalon. But as you can see, RIKKA being the main power behind that deck, and Sun Avalon being the engine to like help promote it and get it going. But again, I've got two set, and I've got the RIKKA Queen.
No, please don't. Please don't.
Detach one, tributing yours.
My seahorse is gone.
And then, honestly, I'm thinking this is done and dusted.
You must be like so just feeling good at this point.
Game two. Filled with glee.
Like
absolute glee.
That's so upsetting. So I'm obviously going first, but even like I said before, I can go first. I can set up the best MARINCESS board that I can think of.
Yeah.
It's just gonna get tributed.
Yeah. If you set up your big boss, I can distribute it. Doesn't matter what. Well, it depends. I think at some point during this set, we had to look up the difference between a player action and a card action.
Yeah, we will get to it. So when the interaction does happen, we're going to ask you guys to let us know exactly how this plays out, because I don't know if it is how it should play out. So there's obviously tributing is a very powerful thing because generally tributing is for cost.
Yes.
But then the RIKKA also have plays where or effects where they tribute for effect.
Yes.
And it just gets immensely confusing. And then you throw Con onto that.
Yeah.
Which is like, I don't know if I can stop that, but I don't know.
Yeah, like would a card that's unaffected by other card effects, can that be tributed by RIKKA stuff?
Yeah, no, that's a good way. So like if I have my Aqua Argonaut, the magnificent moss monster that you guys see on the right side of the screen, she's very, very good. And most of the time when I bring her out, she's unaffected by card effects. Very, very powerful due to Crystal Heart and Battle Ocean. Is that unaffected by Con? Because I don't know if Con is affecting the card. I don't know if it's activating. I don't know what it's doing. And it's RIKKA are that unique where we've not had to think about that interaction before.
The last time we've had to think about this interaction was Mathmech, RIKKA, back when we first got these decks.
God, that was forever
But that was a long time ago when we weren't as updated on the knowledge, right? And when Con didn't exist, which I feel like at that point, RIKKA was just tributing for cost, and now it feels like some of them are tribute for effect. So if you're knowledgeable on RIKKA or on tributing or on unaffected by other cards' effects in the way this works, please let us know. We want to get as much info as possible, and we want to play correctly.
Yeah, and we need to know before our December tournament.
Yes.
Because I imagine RIKKA are going to be in that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
They could absolutely be a wild card.
Because imagine you get out QB and I distribute it.
So what I'm doing right now, I use the Crystal Heart, go into the Argonaut, going to attach 3 links as potentially negates. Because Crystal Heart's been used, Battle Ocean will make it immune to card effects. So very, very powerful. And this is the exact thing. So I've set up my board.
Yes.
And I'm still worried that, it can just be tributed.
Yes.
I don't know. Like, if it's, it can be Kaiju'd, that's for sure.
If
that's
it can
very,
be,
very
it feels like if it can be Kaiju'd, it can be RIKKA'd.
Yes, but then there's also Teardrop, the lovely lady that you see on the left side of the screen.
True.
She tributes for effect.
Correct.
So I'm confused by the whole ordeal. So you're going to go about your plays now. Is that the flurries? I hate flurries.
That's
so much.
flurries, and I search the field spell. Flurries are just like a weaker Con, but the fact that I have 2 means I can do both in a turn.
Yeah, and I believe flurries says your opponent has to tribute a card.
Yes.
So that's a game mechanic.
Yes.
So it bypasses the Crystal Heart protection
Correct.
For that.
And where Teardrop seems like it's tribute for effect, right? And I wonder if Con is tribute for effect or tribute for cost.
Yeah, I do run play back a little bit there. MARINCESS Argonaut doesn't negate and destroy, so I choose not to negate. Period. There's no point.
I get out my Evil Thorns, and you take a little smidgen of damage.
I remember that time, other than the last duel. I was meant to tell you, 2,000 damage, like 3 times from Gravedigger's Trap Hole.
It would have really mattered. And again, like, this is Evil Thorns, a tech card that tribute, right? It's part of the theme.
And you see me looking at Con again, and I'm like, it does what? Like, I just don't understand it.
Yeah.
Rikka's such a niche archetype. And I think it's going to take some time for me to figure out how to counter it.
It's weird. When Secret Slayers came out, it was...
Just quickly.
Yeah.
This is the exact interaction we're talking about.
Yes.
So what happened is you went to tribute the Evil Thorns with Mudan, and then which would trigger the Con, but I activate the Argonaut, special summoning Anemone to negate the effect and not destroy. I don't know if that works. Like I don't know how it works.
Yeah.
This interaction confuses the hell out of me. So let us know if Con activates. Is it a game mechanic or is it an effect? And what if you're a Rikka expert, please just DM us.
Or even if you're a judge, DM us, leave a comment. We read every comment. I was saying before that Secret Slayer at release, Eldritch and Adamancipator were meta decks, and Rikka was pushed to the side as this little waifu deck that no one gave a shit about. Now, Eldritch are pretty much almost out of the meta, sometimes splashable. Adamancipator are completely gone.
Interesting that you'd
and
say
now
that.
Rikka just won a YCS.
I don't remember a YCS happening at all.
I think it was a YCS. It was a big tournament.
I think it was maybe a regionals or something.
Maybe. It was big.
YCS is like the big puppa of the big puppa.
I'm pretty sure
it doesn't get bigger than the YCS.
Pretty sure it was. Maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know.
They've got to try and beat Telements and stuff, right? And sprites have like a 48% representation right now.
But Rikka.
And you expect Rikka... I don't know. I think
it was a big tournament. It was a big tournament. Maybe it was a regional, but it's just interesting how much it's swung back with 2 new cards, and now Rikka are considered. Well, Rikka are more played than those two.
Yeah, and this is an interaction here as well. So, Teardrop we assume is an effect to tribute. Yes. So, Argonaut being unaffected by my opponent's card effects, I assume that I don't need to tribute it. It has to be something else. So that's another one. If you guys are familiar with that interaction, being unaffected by card effects and Teardrop tributing, let us know, because we feel like we played it the right way, but I'm not 100%.
Yeah.
So I'm always down for you guys. Like, you guys are generally great. Like, our last Dynamorphia duel, there was a misplay, quite a hefty misplay. I don't know if it changed the outcome, but there's always misplays in every live duel that anyone does, even pro play.
Even pro play. It's Yu-Gi-Oh is a very complex game. It's very difficult to understand all the ins and outs and play it at the same time.
And then Rikka are pushing it to my mental limits right now.
Just like Phantom Knights push it to my mental limits.
Oh my, Look, at some point, actually, y'all may never see Phantom Knights.
Y'all may never see Phantom Knights. HSD. Oh my God. Y'all may never see Phantom Knights, or you might. It's really don't know. I really
don't know. But I go ahead and negate the HSD. You force it out. I still have 1 negate left, which is pretty dang good. Do you choose to chain? You do choose to chain. Is that Tranquility?
Right as Rikka Tranquility. So I will tribute 1 for cost to special summon 2 from my graveyard. In theory here, I should be able...
But I don't know, because is Con being an effect that... Like, we went about the way that it should just go through.
Yeah.
But I'm not 100%.
Because Con feels like it makes sense, because Con feels like cost. It replaces cost.
Yes, but if, like, for example, if my card is unaffected by card, if it's a Final Sigma, for example, is Con making it a game mechanic where...
I believe so.
The player can choose to tribute, or if that card is unaffected by card effects, is unaffected by Con's effects?
I feel like Con changes the game mechanic.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I can't disagree or agree.
Yeah,
I don't know. I really need a Rikka expert in the chat to let us know.
In the chat, like it's a live. We're live streaming this, guys, baby. Live from Josh's house.
But this was so oppressive. Like, playing, I was really excited to bring out MARINCESS. Like, you guys got to see what I did with Aqua Argonaut. It was Link and Link and Link and Link. You had no interaction with me. I was feeling great. It can play through a little bit of interruptions. I am working on it. But then as soon as it hits your turn, all my shit's gone. And I don't know what to do for the most part. And so like now playing against RIKKA, you know, you've already got one win. You may get the second win because I don't know how much I can play through. Teardrop being a quick effect is very, very powerful. But I don't know how to build the deck now. It's really put me in a situation similar to... there was a deck I was playing recently where I was like, I need to decide if I want to build it go first or go second.
Crawler.
Not Crawler, you almost had me. It was Predaplant.
Predaplant.
And now I need to figure out how I need to build this. Obviously, go first is the better play, but now I need to think, do I need to cut down on some of the extenders to help with more starters? Because if I can't do it, like this is a great ender board for me against RIKKA, not so much. And I feel like RIKKA aren't top dog.
No.
They're not. And if I can't get through RIKKA, I'm not getting through much in the end.
I feel like they're top of B, scraping away at A, depending on more plays, but they're not stronger than Live Twin or Tearlaments.
No.
They might be as strong as Dragon Maid currently, but they're not.
Yeah.
They're not that top echelon.
I mean, look what I've in total right now. I've got it linked 7. Like I have linked like crazy. That's an 8 right there.
Yeah.
You know, I'm able to make these crazy combos because Bubble Reef is phenomenal. She can get super powerful every standby phase. It's essentially an extra draw, which is very, very good. By the time my turn comes back, and I've got an extra 3 cards in hand. But I don't know. RIKKA have really stumped me. This is the first time I've left a set where it's like whether I've won or lost, I'm like, damn, they really did that.
Yeah. You didn't feel like you were able to stop me at all?
No, like even if I get out a win, like I may get the win here. I actually don't know.
I don't remember.
Because this was filmed a while ago. And I go ahead and negate your spell activation. But I generally, if I won the set completely, if I could have swept the set. There we go. So it's one apiece.
One apiece.
But I guarantee you, I wasn't feeling good about it.
No.
Especially with you going first now.
Yeah, right. Me going first, I can get into Con incredibly easily. And I remember game 3 for some reason. I remember game 1 and game 3. Game 2 to me was a complete blur, maybe because I lost. But yeah, it's strange. I honestly haven't played the new RIKKA that much either. So I'm in a weird spot of I don't feel super strong with them, even though I probably should.
I think you should feel very, very good about where RIKKA are right now. They're only going to get better because obviously you haven't been playing them much yet. But
like,
no, they'll
opening
get better.
Con into Lone Fire, like that's it. This is going to search me a monster and I'll search a spell trap.
Yeah, it's rough. I'm looking at this and I'm like, God damn, Con's back. Like that's the one card. Because I remember Flurries was my most hated card.
Correct. Yeah.
Because it forced me to tribute a monster I control.
Correct. From memory, in all the hundreds of duels I played of RIKKA, I think I only got it off once because that was the first thing you would get rid of.
I would always get rid of it.
Yeah.
It was like a red glowing sign. It was like, hey, get rid of me.
Yeah.
So I always had to get rid of it. And now it's not the top target for me. It's Con, which means Flurry's back in the mix.
Yeah.
And now I generally don't know what to do. It's such a, like you said, with you playing PK and not knowing what you're doing yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing against RIKKA, regardless of the deck. It's just a very, very powerful deck. Like you bring out, is that Strenna?
Strenna, yeah, the rank 4.
Yeah. So it's not like Sword Soul. It's very much linear. It's Moye, Long One. With this, like, fuck it, I'll go into Strenna.
Yeah, I'll go into Strenna so I can go into the Teardrop on your turn and potentially get another interrupt. Which is a play I learned on the fly.
Yeah, it's just a very flexible deck. It's not much of a toolbox. Everything is based around tributing, whether it's for cost or effect. But just a very fun kind of variation that not a lot of decks have with that power level.
100%.
Usually it is very, very linear.
And again, here I got Con and Flurries on the board. So I potentially have 2 tributes for cost during your turn.
It's the worst.
Then I activate the sheet, tributing the Strenna, taking yours. But when Strenna is tributed, I get out the Teardrop.
No. There goes my Pascalis. And then it does bring out... So when Pascalis' summon wasn't negated, so it brings out the blue Tang. But then you go ahead and... I'm just having a bad time. Foolish. Foolish Burial. I think the blue tank didn't come out.
Yeah, blue tank didn't come out
yeah,
because
bit of a
she negates and then I can take
Yes,
control.
didn't
of it.
realize it was in the gate. That was the issue. So it's a bit of a wet issue. Now you see the blue turtle
I
in
was
the
just about
graveyard.
to mention that.
That's a mistake. We have misread that card for so many weeks. It feels like not as good as we thought. We thought it would be good as an additional normal summon and a special summon from the graveyard. Doesn't work that way because I don't control any outs. I didn't have a choice, and you didn't even give me that much of a problem.
No, just one sheet.
The issue that I ran into is like if you get rid of my normal summon, I'm kind of done. I'm kind of dead in the water. And that was, you had more. You had Teardrop's effect. Yeah. And you hadn't even used Flurries.
Con to get rid of that.
You con. Just like, this deck is going to give me PTSD by the time the tournament rolls around. Yeah. It's definitely the deck I want to get rid of first. It will be in the lower tier, most likely.
Purely because it hasn't had enough duels.
Yeah. But I can't imagine how happy you are with how this is performing right now. Because MARINCESS, like you said at the start of this set, are one of the most consistent decks we have.
Yeah.
But we've quickly realized that it can't play through too many interruptions, and you've got so many things on the board right now.
Watching this back, I'm like, wow. Like, I didn't realize how much I actually controlled it. I remember this set doing well in this set and having fun with RIKKA, but I didn't remember how much I actually controlled the flow of the game.
It was so oppressive. Like, part of me wanted to say, hey, I lost the footage. Sorry, we can't upload it. But it was good to see RIKKA do so damn well.
Yeah.
And here you were trying to, I remember you're pointing, calculating, doing mental math, even though your math was very wrong here.
Very wrong.
It was like, oh, does 26 plus 1,700 equal 4K, right? And I was like, what the fuck are you on about? It was something like that.
Look, again, it was a big day.
It was a big day.
Long
apparently.
day. I'm not good at maths generally.
Yeah, but you're trying to OTK. And,
I can't.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine you can, but I was like, just go for it and end my life at this point. Yeah. Because with the Con, with the Flurries, with the Teardrop, I don't even know what the other Xyz monster does. I barely ever see it.
I think she's like, when one is tributed for cost, I get to do something. So I think she's just a good extender for when something is tributed.
Down to 1,400. Down to 400. All you needed was 4 more hundred attack. I do get one more turn. And I think you do say here, if I remember in post, you were like, oh, I'm a fucking idiot. I could have OTK'd. Yeah. And I think there was a way you could have OTK'd.
Yeah, I could have OTK'd.
But just didn't happen. So lucky me gets another turn to play through being tributed. I hate this more than Alter, guys. I'll be completely honest with you. It's so oppressive. There, as soon as I summon, there's the Teardrop. And I just because I can't follow it up.
Yeah.
Congratulations on the return of RIKKA.
I'm glad they're back.
We hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you guys want to see any more live duels, deck builds, podcast episodes, tournament videos, or anything that you guys may want to see, let us know in the comments below. Please make sure to leave a like. Please subscribe. Tell us what you guys want to see. We love hearing from you guys.
100%. Every comment matters. We read every comment on the channel. On any video. Old, new, old, new, old, new. We read every comment.
Even if we don't respond to it, I give it a heart.
100%.
Everything.
100%. We read all of it, whether we respond or not. If you can tell your friends about us, if you know people that like Yu-Gi-Oh, please recommend it. This started out as a passion project, as a hobby, and we're just getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, so that's about it from us at the Misplay. So we hope to see you guys in the comments, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Deuces.